It all started now. This day's a turning point in my life. The day I begin living my life from the inside out. And I am transformed. I am transformed. Transform my life. Has took my first step. I learned to achieve such a beautiful world. Such a beautiful world. Such a beautiful world. Such a beautiful world. Illuminates all around me. Transform my life. As I took my first step, I learned to achieve such a beautiful world. Such a beautiful world. Illuminates all around me.
Hi everyone, my name is Maria Mirkovich. Welcome to Family Today. This show is for everyone. It's for parents, grandparents, and young adults. It includes art, culture, entertainment, and spirituality.
My name is Chris Mirkovich. I'll be our co-host this evening in Family Today.
How many of you would like to think of laughter as healing yourselves? And how many of you would like to listen to a comedy, a stand-up comedy comedian? Today we have a guest. She's a stand-up comedian. Her name is Randi Lupo, and here she is. Welcome, Randi. Welcome to Family Today.
Thank you for having me, Maria.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Randi.
You know, I grew up not wanting to be a stand-up comic,
Okay.
but I always wanted to help people. I actually wanted to be a social worker. It's funny you should ask.
Oh my God, helping people.
But as life would have it, I ended up always making people laugh without even trying. And I felt like perhaps that was a gift too. And like you say, laughter can be the best medicine. When people
Yes.
laugh, they do feel better. And I feel that's a very important part.
Yes, yes. I just came back from a seminar in New York, and I don't know if you ever heard of Louise Hayes.
Yes, of course.
And she, I think the theme was How to Heal Your Life. And they spoke so much of laughing or smiling. You actually could heal your life with laughing and, you know, listening to comedy and so forth. Like I said, what did you do before you started comedy? And
I worked with children, with autistic children and preschool children.
Okay. Where are you performing now as far as comedy?
Okay, I'm all over the tri-state area,
Okay.
basically. I performed most recently at Sloan Kettering Hospital, which is, of course, very rewarding to make people who are
And
critically
where is that
ill.
hospital? Where
That's
is
in
it?
New York City. Sloan
In New
Kettering
York City?
Hospital is in New York City. And I perform at Gotham and Times Square Art Center in Manhattan.
Yes, in Manhattan.
Do you only perform in the city itself, or do you?
Actually, all over. I also perform a lot in New Jersey at the Whiskey Cafe and many other venues. And I have a website as well that lists where I am.
Which audiences do you cater to? What are the
You know,
the
I'd like
average?
to tell you that I cater to all audiences, but I think that my biggest audience, most of my fans are really baby boomers. I think
Baby
that
boomers.
baby boomers can most appreciate me, but I like to deal with all audiences, though. I don't discriminate.
You don't discriminate.
No.
Now you're saying baby boomers. That generation is kind of your forte, or the audience that comes to see you. But why is that? Is there some, maybe storylines that you use in your comedy, or?
Yeah, it's because of my life experience, being a parent, a mother, going through a lot of different life experiences that you may not go through at 14 or 15 or 20 or 21. Life just brings you more experiences.
Yes.
That's the great part about living and aging, and people think aging is a bad thing, but I happen to think it's wonderful. I think you learn more and more. The older you get, the wiser you get.
Yes. Some people do, and
So-
some don't.
So the speed bumps in life, I guess in our everyday lives, that's what you use as material.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm 92 years old, so I've been through a lot. So I have a lot of life experience. to draw from. And I feel I look good for my age as well, so that's a
definitely
Not bad.
do.
Yeah, sure. For 92.
For 92, definitely. But then you agree that healing could be, you mentioned that you were performing in a hospital, was
Yes.
that right? Did you use it as a healing method for this hospital when you went to
That's
perform?
definitely my intent. My intent
Your
is to put
intent
a
is that.
smile on the patient's face. Some of them are even
Yes.
too weak to laugh. But if I could get them to smile, I think it's a wonderful thing. It's very important to take them out of their present state of mind, the
Yes.
constant pain and worry and fear. If they could just stop and laugh for a little bit, it puts them in a different place.
Perspective,
and
yes,
and it's
yes,
very,
yes.
very important for healing.
You're reaching out to everyone, so you have, obviously with the Sloan Kettering, you're doing that for charity work, and what I'm trying to say is that, do you find people are trying to find escapism with comedy? That's your point that you're trying to get across, is that people need a good laugh every once in a while, and that's...
And just to
definitely
balance their
yeah,
life.
To balance it. I don't even know if I see it as escapism. It's just
No,
a different,
no.
It's just a different aspect, a different point of view.
I think
as
Christopher
Maria
meant
said.
balancing it, balancing
Definitely
Right,
balancing.
you know,
I mean,
not to
even-
always be serious or so. You know, taking life too seriously could be damaging to your health. I think there's a shift in the world, and that shift is to be kinder, more loving, smiling, appreciative, healing. There's a lot of things that are happening in the world today. And for those of us that want to smile and laugh, we do it all the time, right?
I agree with you, Maria. There's definitely a shift in the
shift,
world.
yes.
And I think people are seeking more spirituality, want to feel happier and more fulfilled, and looking for meaning in life, not just going through it.
So tell us where you're going to be and where are you going to be performing later?
Okay, I will be performing at Broadway Comedy Club on December 2nd.
On December 2nd.
And I will
okay.
be at Gotham on January 14th.
Okay.
And as I said, I also have a website because I have a lot of other different bookings.
Well, maybe we could put your website
Right.
on later or maybe
Absolutely.
now as you're speaking.
Right, because it's randilupo.com.
Okay. So Randy will perform for us. And Randy, there's the stage, and we're going to be listening to your performance.
Thanks, Maria. Hey, everybody. So good to be here on Family Today. I wanted to look nice for all of you, so I was going to wear a belly shirt. But the hosts, Maria and Chris, asked me not to. They said it really wasn't appropriate. After all, this is a family show. And I was like, but why not? Muffin top is in. Everybody likes muffins, especially the tops. Chris, can I get you a muffin? I'm so happy to be out tonight. You guys have no idea. I really haven't been out much lately. I've really been in a bit of a funk. You know, the way the economy is, you just don't know what's going on with this world from one day to the next. It's gotten so bad that even bank robbers are trying to collect unemployment. But I'm a survivor, and I came up with a great business idea of making a calendar of men cleaning my house. Because, ladies, what could be hotter? And I think I'm going to make a lot of money with this. But I don't want those, sexy GQ men, like Brad Pitt and George Clooney. I'm looking for real men, the attainable types, bald heads, big bellies, plumber's cracks. The attainable types, like the ones that I get. I dated this guy once who made up his own words. He said to me, Randy, I hope you don't mind, but I can't get too close to you because you might smuffocate me. And that would really flusterate me. But you have a gratiful day. I looked at him and I said, I could play this game too. I could also combine words. I said, that's pretty stupiditous. You shed? Why don't you just foff? Now, you may not know what those words mean, but he sure did. Then I dated this other guy who was a man of few words, and by that I mean he couldn't even put a sentence together. He takes me out for breakfast, orders eggs. The waitress says, "How would you like your eggs?" He says, "Done." Takes me out for dinner that night. Orders steak. The waiter says, "How would you like your steak, sir?" He says, "Done." Later that night, he drives me home, he walks me to my door, and he says, Randy, how do you think our relationship is going? You got it. You know, I don't understand what this big thing is of keeping kids free from kidnappers. My daughter was kidnapped the other day, and as soon as the kidnappers got her into the car, she started screaming, I want 7 jeans, I want Ugg boots, I want a Prada bag. Don't you have anything good to eat? The kidnappers kicked her out of the car so fast, I didn't even have time to finish my manicure. You know, my daughter struggles with her weight. You know, she's grown up now, and she said, Mom, I think I'm finally ready to lose weight. I'm going to go down to 100 pounds. And I said, listen, sweetheart, every woman doesn't need to be 100 pounds. There's nothing wrong with you being 150 pounds. She said, Mom, but when I was 150 pounds, you were still on my back saying that I was fat. I said, that's because you were 6. You know, I just love people so much. I absolutely love human contact. And that's why I refuse to get an easy pass. Because when I pay my tolls, I like to touch the toll booth collectors' hands and gaze into their eyes. I'm on a first-name basis with them. I'm like, is Manny working tonight? They're like, oh, you just missed him. He's up at exit 13. I've gotten so close to most of them, I haven't paid a toll from Delaware to the Tappan Zee. And I find, you know, another great way to meet people is simply standing on lines. I've been hanging out at the unemployment office, mingling with a lot of really hard-working individuals. And they found out that I had a job, and you know, they asked me to leave. Could you believe that? So now I hang out at the DMV, because you can never get to the front of that line. And when I want to be touched, I go to my chiropractor with the wandering hands. Who knew boobs needed to be adjusted? You know, I've been feeling a little bit lonely lately. So I called up my stalker. I said, where have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. He said, Randy, sit down. We really need to talk. I need to stalk other people. It's not you, it's me. I said, what do you mean? He said, okay, I lied. It really is you. You're so boring. All you do is pop bubble wrap. And I've been peeking through your window, and you never take your clothes off. And furthermore, you're suffocating me. Thank you so much. You guys have been a great audience. Thank you for having me. Good night.
Yes.
Thank you
very
so
good,
much
very
for
good.
Very
having
much,
me.
Randy.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.